Hey.
Hi.
Oh my god, Anchor is such a flop.
I know.
Ugh.
It's like you know the saying, "This was my last straw."
Yeah.
There's like 3 straws left for me with Anchor. You know what I mean? Like 2 more of these, and I'm done with this platform. We gotta figure something else out because it's
Yeah.
not giving. It's not
It's
giving.
not good. Khalifa, why does it feel like it's been months since we last recorded an
I was actually about to say because last time we recorded an actual MK episode was maybe 3 weeks ago, because 2 weeks ago we didn't do one, I don't think, and 1 week ago we recorded probably the worst one we've ever done. I listened back to it and it's not great. It was basically like a vlog thing. It doesn't even like it didn't even feel like an episode really. And like we were just kind of dead in the second half for
Yeah.
for
Actually, I
reasons.
liked that episode. I listened to it and I'm like, oh, okay, period. This is a serve.
I liked it. I liked it because knowing, what happened on the trip and all that. But like I put myself in the shoes of like someone who wasn't with us listening to this and being like, what am I listening to? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why do I care about this? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you know what? Sure. It's great.
Period.
So it has been a while, actually. It has been almost a month since we recorded an actual MK episode.
Oh my god. Khalifa, I keep forgetting that people actually listen to these. I went out yesterday on a reunion dinner with some alumni, like some people that graduated like 2 years ago and a year ago. And I don't know, like we were just having conversations and you were like, yeah, you said that on the podcast. And I'm like, oh my god, people listen to that. Like, I don't know. Not the charging sound effect.
Let's listen. I'm multitasking.
Yeah.
No. Do I know the person?
No, you don't.
That's so crazy.
It is crazy.
Because I feel like whenever like that happens, I'm like, oh, it's someone I know. Of course, they listen to the pod. But people I don't know like listen to this, which is crazy to me.
Actually, some of them were like, this is going to be the topic of the show actually, but some of them said like in my graduation when you came, that they had like the experience was really interesting for them because it was like they were meeting their best friend that they've been talking to for so long, and it's like, oh my god, like a lot of people got attached to you, and like when they met you,
me, that's about me, not you.
You, yeah. And
that's
like
so interesting.
and that when they saw you for the first time, they were like, oh my god, like I've been hearing this person talk in my ear for so long, and I'm finally seeing what they look like, and I'm finally meeting them, and like that's such an insane experience.
That's so interesting.
That is so interesting. That is literally word for word what like 2 people said yesterday.
Well, everybody was so lovely at your graduation thing, which we'll talk about. I thought that was going to be the conversation of the show. I had
that is the yeah.
Oh, okay. You were doing the linking thing. Okay, I see you. We see each other. No, everyone I met was so lovely. I had encounters with 2 people that I didn't like, but other than that, everyone else was really lovely, really, really lovely, and like so welcoming and so warm.
I know one of them, but who's the other?
The other, I didn't want to tell you about even because I knew you were going to defend them, and A, I knew you were going to defend them. B, I knew you were going to think it was about something else, and it's not. I just had like a not great encounter with them. That's
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I'm gonna say on the pod.
Period.
But to the bitch that's to the raggedy ass bitch that's not worth a penny, that was with me in school, that saw me twice and decided to turn and look the other way, I hope you die.
Thank you. I hope that person dies too. I don't know if that person even listens to the pod.
I don't think so.
They listened to like the first episode, that's for sure. But
yeah. And they talk to me about it.
If you still listen to the pod,
fuck
please,
you.
It's not the place for you.
If you're listening to this pod, fuck you.
Yes, this content is not for you.
And fuck your whole ancestry.
Please unsubscribe from our podcast. You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And to the other person that didn't want to look me in the face, I mean, we see each other. So there you go.
A period. But yeah, like my point was like that people actually listen to these, and like some of them were like, oh yeah, you said in one of your podcast episodes that there was a brother that you don't like, and I was trying to figure out which one it was, and I'm like,
Oh
oh
my
my
god,
god,
not
y'all.
that episode.
I was like, oh my god, guys,
Is that the
no.
episode where we were like talking about really personal stuff?
We were talking, yeah,
like
like
personal family stuff.
I feel like for a lot, yeah, for a lot of episodes like of MK, we kind of beat around the bush like a little bit, but
Yeah.
like that was the only episode where we were like,
We're like
you know
straight
what?
up,
Nobody
like, I
fucking
hate
listens to
this
this pod.
person, like, fuck this
Yeah.
person. Yeah, for
Your
sure.
mom's a hoe.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I don't know. I met a lot of people at the graduation thing. I don't know if I didn't know who listened to the pod or not. Like I couldn't tell who were people who listened. Like I couldn't pinpoint the people. So it's interesting to hear that like people feel that way. That's
Yeah,
really
actually,
interesting.
because one of them was like, oh my god, I wanted to say hi because I saw you walking next to each other, and I see the cover art for the podcast, so I was like, oh my god, that is the K part of MK, and
That's a black person.
yeah.
Speaking
So,
of,
uh-huh.
since we're like, I don't know why we're beating around it. You graduated.
Period.
It was very fun. It was very exciting. I want to. This is going to be a very you-centric episode. I'm going to take a back seat this episode. Tell me everything. Like, tell me, because my part of the story is uninteresting. Like, I came, I sat, I cried, I had wonderful interactions with people except two, and we went to dinner afterwards. Nothing really eventful happened, and then we went home.
Yeah,
I
because
want
we were
you.
dead. We were dead tired
We were
at dinner.
so fucking tired. All of us had been awake for a
So
very
long.
long time.
Yeah.
So take me through your day. Like how was the process of getting ready? What did you feel like? How was it during? How was it afterwards? Did it really sink in yet? Because we
Okay,
didn't.
the view.
We haven't really. we haven't really. Who am I, Whoopi? I'll take
No,
Whoopi Goldberg.
I didn't mean that, but you can be Whoopi.
I would love to be Whoopi Goldberg. Didn't she say like she hated Jews though? Like maybe let's not do that.
What?
Wasn't she? Oh no, she was like no. Whoopi Goldberg has like had like a controversy. Sorry, this is a side note. Like a few months ago, she was like, I don't care about Jewish people or something like that. I don't know. Anyways,
Oh my
I don't want to.
god.
I don't want to
mean,
get into it because I'm not too sure what it
bless her
was.
soul. She's from a different generation, so we're gonna excuse her.
We're gonna excuse that. Yeah. We love Whoopi Goldberg in this household. So yeah, take me through how it was. I don't know. Just like
Okay. So I was extremely nervous. Y'all, pod audience, you didn't know this, but I actually gave this speech in graduation. I was the
Oh
student
yes, that's
speaker,
true.
and that
Yeah.
added so much pressure. Everyone was
And
like,
we
"Oh my
have the
god,
footage on Patreon.
bitch! Yes, please. Yes, please."
It's also available for free on YouTube because it was live streamed.
Yeah, but please don't
Okay.
watch the YouTube live stream because I need to say something about that. They did me really
really?
dirty.
That's interesting.
They did me really dirty with the YouTube stream. But anyways, so yeah, I was extremely nervous about my speech. And I was like getting ready, blah blah blah. Like when I woke up in the morning, I woke up extra early to like practice my speech. And the day of, while I was practicing it, it was like, oh my god, it sounded like shit. And I'm like, oh no, I don't like my speech anymore. And side note, I've been sitting with this speech for like 3 months. I wrote this speech 3 months ago, and like it's finalized.
Yeah, when you told us, it's been a while. Yeah,
It's
since you
been
told us.
it's been a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like if you keep hearing the same speech over and over again, like it
You have
loses
to hate
all.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you start
it's
hating it. You start seeing holes in it,
yeah.
and it's like, ooh, like,
Yeah.
can I change it? And they're like, no. It's like, okay. Yeah, everyone from the graduating class was like, oh my god, I'm so nervous about today, blah blah blah. And I'm like, this is not a competition, but like you're just gonna walk on the stage and take your thing. I have to talk, okay? I actually fought with someone that day because they were like, "I'm so nervous." I'm like, "What are you nervous about?" And then that
Not
person
you
was like, "It's
lashing
not
out at people.
exactly." And that person was like, "It's not a competition. Like we can both be nervous. That's fine. Like we don't have to be doing the same thing." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." Because they did have a point. But anyways, I was really nervous about my speech. I woke up early. I got my little costume steamed, my graduation gown and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
When did
and
you get it, by the way?
hmm?
When did you get it?
Oh, I got it about a month ago. They handed them
Wow.
out a
Okay.
month ago. Yeah. Um, so I steamed it the day of. I haven't prepared anything like until the day of. So that's when I did everything. I steamed it and everything and blah blah blah. I sent out the invites, which was for my family and for you and two other friends.
Mm-hmm.
And um I don't know, the feeling was kind of surreal that it was happening, especially okay. It what made it feel a little bit more real is that I attended. Okay, so obviously because COVID hit, um, the previous two batches didn't have an actual graduation ceremony. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
our university did, and what a lot of universities did actually this year, is they had three graduation ceremonies 3 days in a row for the batch of 2020, 2021, and then 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
A
so
side note,
yeah,
did all of the universities in the area your university in do
hmm
that, or just
yes,
your?
no, no, no,
Okay.
all the universities did that
Okay.
because no one had like an in-person graduation.
Okay.
Um, so they did that 3 days in a row, and I was a part of the 2020 ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
So that made it feel a little bit more real. But still, it didn't feel real the day of because oh my god, like you're okay. So I never had a graduation ceremony other than a sixth grade graduation, which I don't know why they held that.
Yeah. Same.
Um,
Same.
so
We went.
so
So what had happened was
yeah.
we had me and Mubarak went to the same school for 12
Mhm.
years. So our experience is the same. In sixth grade, they held a graduation ceremony for no reason. Like I don't think that's
That's not a
does
thing.
that happen?
No, that's not a thing. I don't know
It's not
why
a
it
thing.
happened.
Yeah. So, but like at least we got to experience it once because our 12th grade one, which is like the real one, got canceled last minute or something. I don't even
Because there
remember
was
what
no,
happened.
they didn't have enough budget to hold to host an actual ceremony.
Was it a budget thing?
It was a budget thing. That's why I did a petition thing. Well, not a petition. I just sent a long text and I'm like, guys, please let's all pay like a certain amount and then we make this
As
amount of
if
money.
people were gonna pay.
Bitch, I was fully gonna pay actually. But
You
yeah,
were
anyways,
you were very hurt.
I cried that day. The one day because Khalifa, I'll tell you something, and this is okay. I don't want to delve too deep into this because you know what this is. But my whole life, I always thought that I wouldn't live for a long time.
Yeah.
So when I look at my future, the furthest point in time in my future that I could see was my high school graduation.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it felt like my whole life was leading up to that. So in our senior year of high school, when they told us, "Oh, we don't have the budget to have
Yeah.
a graduation ceremony," I was like, "Oh no, my life has been for nothing." Because I don't know. At the time, I didn't know if I wanted to go to university, as if it was a choice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I didn't know if I could ever experience a graduation. So I got really upset. I got really mad, and I was like, I went through all the stages of grief. I was like in denial, then I was angry, and
Yeah.
then I went through the bargaining phase where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
guys, let's collect like everyone pitch in like their money and blah blah blah. Like we'll pay for our celebration. Anyways, ended up not happening.
We are
So
such sorry for
yeah.
to this is
No,
like
no.
a side note thing. We are such polar opposites on this subject
Mm-hmm.
because I do not care for graduation at all. Like I don't care. And I don't know why. I know a lot of people do. Um, I personally like it's not a thing I'm like looking forward to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because I used to when I was younger, I was like celebrated a lot. So I've
Mhm.
had the moment of like walking out and people like clapping for me or whatever a lot. A
Yeah.
lot. It used to happen like every week for
Mhm.
me when I was in like, when I was in like
Elementary and middle
elementary and
school.
middle school.
Yeah.
And in high school, like that dropped off, but like I still got it like a couple of ones here and there. But
Mhm.
like it used to happen a lot to the point where it's like, okay, that's not really a thing that I'm looking forward to. And also the finality part of it, to me, it never feels like a finality. Like when I was in sixth grade, I was like, oh, we're heading to seventh grade. When I was
Mhm.
in 12th grade, I was like, oh, we're heading to college. In college, I'm like, oh, I'm either heading to, college again for another degree, or I'm heading to work. You
To
know what
work.
I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Mhm.
like it's not attractive to me from that angle. It's not attractive to me from the other angle. It's like I don't care for graduation. I understand that it's a celebration at the end of like hard work, whatever, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. I just never cared for it. But I know a lot of people do. And I know it meant a lot to you. So yeah.
Mm. Okay. So I I wasn't as celebrated as you were, but I was celebrated more than the regular student in our school.
Yes.
I feel like it's not even that aspect that really pulls me towards it. The aspect for me is like the oh my god, this is the last like time that we'll all be together, like people are gonna leave and people are gonna scatter after, so
Oh, okay. So that's okay. So I don't care much for people.
period.
so
Period.
so that's like that's not there for me. Like, oh, okay, bye. I'll never see you again.
Period.
Um, yeah.
Looking back, I don't know why I cared about that in high school, because I didn't like a lot of people in high school, so
You
like,
don't like we only like maybe 5%. And from the
yeah.
5% we liked, we've gotten gags of like,
uh,
oh, this is a bad person.
oh, for sure. And not
Yeah.
only that, like they didn't like us back, so
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Side note,
Anyways.
side note, side note. Another side note. Our 12th, I will never forget like the gasp that I let out when I knew about this. Our 12th grade literally had an entire group without us on WhatsApp. That's
Mhm.
insane to me. Like there were
I
group
forgot about that.
there were I can't forget about it because the person that ignored me at the fucking graduation thing was the one that told me. So
Oh.
that's great. Um but no, like they had two WhatsApp groups. One with literally like the entire class but four people, two of them us,
Mhm.
and then the other one was with us, and they used the other one to talk shit about us. And like that group had people we liked in it.
Period.
So it was like I gasped when I knew. I gasped. And the
I
person that told me that was like, "Oh, I'm being a good person by telling you this." And I'm like, "You're literally part of that group, you fucking moron."
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
I actually really don't remember that, but
I
like
will I will
I
never forget
probably
it.
blocked it out.
I will never forget
Period.
it.
That's so iconic, though. I love
Like
that.
our impact. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That they had to make an entire group for that.
Oh my god.
Fuck shit.
Um. So yeah, like I was like, so yeah. So the day of graduation comes, and I'm like, I'm really excited because I've always looked forward to a graduation ceremony, especially since I didn't really have one before. I don't count the sixth grade one.
Mhm.
Um.
Oh, me
And
either. It wasn't a real graduation,
it
and we
was
were also
nothing. It was
performing
like,
in it, so it didn't feel like a graduation.
it felt like a variety show. It was like,
Yeah,
oh, let's see the talents in this group
yeah,
before they
yeah,
leave
yeah.
the school.
We literally carried like we had like three performances each, and
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
but by the end of it, we were so exhausted, and then they were like, "Oh, let's bring out like
The
the top 10 of the
graduates
school,"
or whatever.
and
Oh,
I'm
the
like,
top
"Oh,
10, yeah.
okay." They didn't even bring out the graduate. Like it was just the
Oh
top
my
10.
god.
Like the
No, no,
other
no. They
people
did
were
do
not
the
so.
graduates.
Did they
They did do the
really?
graduates. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even
I have the
remember much
video.
of it. I don't remember much of it.
No,
But
no, I have the video of it.
okay, good. But it didn't feel like a real one, yeah. And we didn't have like, did we have the caps?
Hmm?
Did we have the caps, or were like?
No,
Did...
there was no caps, but we had like sashes.
We did. It's all coming back to me. Yes, we did.
We
We
had a
did. We did. We did.
sash,
We did.
and I wrote a poem for the for the thing.
Yeah,
Remember that? It
I
was like
do. I
about,
do. I do.
oh my
Yeah.
god, the poem was about you, but you're like whatever, because it's like about best friends or whatever.
Oh my god! And you were reading it. I was like, oh my god, this is terrible.
Yeah, I know. And you made a point to tell me afterwards, which
Did
I
I
really
really?
appreciated. Yes,
Oh my
you're
god, I'm
like,
so
Mubarak, that
sorry.
was really bad. I'm like, okay. Thank you. This was dedicated to you.
If you knew me in 6th grade, no, you didn't. No, you
Oh,
didn't.
bitch!
I was a
Not
different
just that.
person.
Not you didn't just make it clear that you found it bad. You made it clear that
That
everyone
everybody.
around you found it bad. You were like, "Bugs, that was so bad that people were talking shit," and I'm like, "Okay, I don't like I
You don't need to hear
okay."
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry,
no,
sorry for that.
it's fine. I don't hold any grudge against. It's really funny to think about. But yeah, so when the graduation day came, I was like, "Oh my god, it's happening!" But it didn't feel real. Like obviously, like we get there and like there are banners with like the graduates and like there's the stage and
Yeah,
everything, and I'm like, it's not hitting, and it didn't hit at all.
yeah.
And then okay, so we were getting ready, which was a long process, and like while everyone was getting ready, I was practicing my speech, but every now and then I would peek at the audience to see like if you showed up or if my mom showed up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I came in. I said hi to you like very quickly like before
Was I
everything.
the first one there from
You
everyone you
were,
invited?
you were,
Absolutely. I
yes,
mean, look at the material.
yeah.
Look at the
Look at
material.
the.
Of course, I was the first one. Of course, I was the first one.
So yeah, I said hi to you, and that excited me, and that made it like
Yeah,
sink
and
in a
I'm like,
little
I
bit
was like,
more.
I come in and I sit, um, and the seats. Oh, well, I'll criticize later. The layout was fucking weird, and also like the seats weren't. It felt like that some of the seats were like fancy and some of them were not, and we sat on the non-fancy seats because
Oh,
the people across from me where your family sat,
yeah,
they had like they weren't the same type of seats.
they
We
weren't.
sat on
No,
chairs. I sat on
yeah,
a chair. So I'm like, okay, the budget was stretched, I get it.
but be
But
thankful
like,
because my family hated like the fancy seats because they weren't comfortable at all. Apparently.
I mean, these weren't either.
Oh, okay,
I'm
fair
a
enough.
bit like these weren't either. I didn't feel like I wasn't frustrated because obviously I was so happy for you that I didn't care. But like looking back on it now, they were like kindergarten,
Oh my
like
god,
it was yeah, it was a little.
that
Um,
sucks.
but yeah, so I come in and I sit down, and like you approach me out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? The show starts in literally 30 minutes, and you're out here, and you're like, oh my god, oh, I want to say
No,
hi.
because I saw you and I wanted to come say hi.
Yeah, and he introduced me to like someone really really wonderful. And I was like, I was so confused. I was like, have you told me about this person before, or
I
like what's
haven't at
happening?
all.
Yeah, but like he was very very nice, and you were like, okay, bye, and I'm like, did that just happen? So yeah, I was like, I feel like you. Thank you for coming out, but like, yeah, that was like, whoa. That was the first moment I was like, oh, this is actually happening. Okay,
Oh, because
let me
was
lay.
I wearing the thing already?
Yes, when you came out,
The robe.
yes, you were wearing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Okay, and I sat. And there was some drama. Um, some people tried to steal the seats I booked. So, hey, did you know? Do you know about this?
You did tell me about this in dinner.
So, the way the seats were laid out, like, or the way the system worked, is that it was first come first serve, and you can't really book seats. So what people started doing is that they would leave their personal belongings on seats they wanted to be booked for like other
Oh,
people to come in.
period. Mhm.
Um, I didn't have anything on me that I could put that wouldn't be dangerous, like my wallet or whatever that could get stolen.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, shit. And I had two people with me. I was waiting for two people to sit next to me. Also like a part of our like friend circle. And I'm like, okay. And of course, if you know them, you know that they're, little, they like to take their time.
Mhm.
And I'm like, you guys, where are you? Where are you? But I will say, one of them, um, did really leave really early, but he ran into some trouble on the road.
Oh, period.
So yeah, so like I'm not holding that against him, but like they were a little late. One of them came in and sat next to me, and he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna put this here to like book the thing, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom." So one person was in the bathroom, one person was on the way. Here comes this mom and her son, and the dad.
Mhm.
They are same nationality. And they were like, hey, they didn't even ask. They came and sat next to me, and I was like, excuse me, these seats are booked. And they were like, oh, you can book seats? I was like, how do I answer that question? It's like, you've technically you can't, but
Yeah.
like there's this like weird booking system happening here, like makeshift whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you can book seats. Um, blah 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 stuff happened. Anyways, basically we were moved a row forward, and one person couldn't sit next to us, and I felt really really bad about like for him. I genuinely felt so bad because that um I I don't want to say I don't want to say anything bad, but like that person, um, fill in the
What?
blank, um, fill
Okay.
in the blank instead of person, put something in there. I don't want to say anything to like I don't want to offend anyone
Mm.
in case you know.
Okay, I get you. I
Yeah,
get you.
you get that. Yeah, we
That
see each other.
bitch.
We see each other. Yeah. Oh,
Um.
you said it, not me. Because of that person. Because of that person. So yeah.
Whoever goes with me to uni, I just called one of your moms a bitch.
We know who it is. Actually, we know who it is.
Oh no! I just realized. Oh my god, I'm really sorry. Oh my god, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
We figured it out because they started clapping when the name came up, and we're like, "Oh, okay."
Oh
Um,
no! Oh my god, that's really funny though.
but yeah, there was some drama. It was like there was some. So yeah, but it wasn't like a super smooth thing. But like once the show started, everything was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, back to you.
So okay, so back to my side of the story. So yeah, I came and I said hi to you, and I was really happy to see you there. Like, I'm always Khalifa. I'm always so happy to see you in person, even though I know we got over that hurdle of like not seeing each other in person a lot. But
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that I every time I see you in person, I really appreciate like your being
I
and
mean,
your
me too.
existence.
Me too.
Um, so yeah. Anyways, I said hi to you, and I went back to like the robing
How
area.
did
We
you
had like a.
see me, by the way? I was like across
I was
the
looking over
thing.
the. I was very nervous, so I was looking over the audience chairs every now and then.
Yeah, but
Um,
like I was really far from where you were looking, I think,
you
because you
were,
were on the other side.
but you were on your phone, I think, and I
Yeah.
know how you like. I obviously know how you look like, and I know how you look like when you're using your phone.
I
So I'm
stick
like,
out. Let's just say
so
that.
so no, you didn't stick out, but like you know, like there's a familiar image somewhere in there, like.
Yeah.
So
Like
I'm
my
like, oh,
pose,
I
my
see you.
stance.
Yeah,
Yeah. I get you. I
yeah.
get you.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna come say hi.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, I go back to the robing area that we had, and then like I just get nervous, and I'm like, I go to the bathroom and I do like the power poses. Do you know about those?
No, what is that?
So a power pose is like when you okay, I do it in the bathroom usually, so no one sees me doing it. But it's basically you stand in front of a mirror, and then
Okay.
well, a mirror is not even needed. But anyways, you put both hands on your hips. Can you do this with me right now?
I'm
Stand up.
holding my phone with one hand, but sure.
Okay. I placed it on a table. So you
Yeah.
stand up. You put
Yeah.
both hands on your hips,
Okay.
and your legs are like shoulder length apart, and
Oh, it's like the superhero pose.
it's the superhero pose. Yeah, and your chest is out, and like you're
Okay.
looking up, and
Okay.
basically, I don't know who told me this, but like if you do this for like a minute or so, your chest like opens up and blah blah blah, and like you get like more confident or something like that. I don't know if it actually works or if it's placebo, but it helps me. So
It's placebo. That sounds like
okay,
bullshit.
well, don't knock it
That
until you
sounds like
try it.
bullshit.
Okay, don't knock it until you try it.
Okay,
Because
sure.
apparently the more your chest is out, the more um the more confident you will be, and that's why like usually like muscular people are like more confident just because their chests are out. um Apparently it's something that
Interesting.
helps. Anyways,
Okay.
so I was doing like power poses and blah blah, and I was having trouble breathing, and I was really sweaty, and the music was starting, and we were supposed to start going on stage, and that was fine. Like we
I
went
wish
on
it was
stage.
hype music. It was like weird piano music. I'm like, I don't. Nobody wants to hear
No, it was bagpipes.
that. Oh right. So okay, they did this. Is like is there some Irish origin that I didn't
Scottish.
know about? Scottish.
Scottish,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, because they came out with the bagpipes and I'm like, what is happening?
Oh, bitch,
Like,
no, it's like Scottish. Like, it's very
okay,
Scottish. Like, yeah.
okay.
So yeah, bagpipes, and like we came out, and then I feel like it. the moment it hit for me was when I was walking onto the stage and I saw my entire family sitting down, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh fuck, they're gonna see my speech and like blah blah blah, and I'm like, ah shit. And then, anyways, my speech was fine. Like, it didn't have anything other than one thing
Speech was
that
great.
like to worry about. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. But yeah, like I got really nervous at that point, and I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. And I sat on the stage. Oh, by the way, there was a rehearsal for our graduation, and I went to the rehearsal and everything, and they changed the seating alignment. So I got really confused when I got there, and I'm like, oh my god, no, I'm supposed to sit on the on another row, not this one.
You were like you sat on the backmost row. Is that a word? Backmost?
Well, it is now. I
Okay.
was on the like the furthest in the back.
Yeah.
I was the furthest in the right position.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, I was supposed to be in the row in front of that and the other side of the stage.
Okay.
So that really fucked
Okay.
me up when I came in.
Was everyone else in the same seats?
Uh, Everyone else was in the same seat except for a couple of the couple of people that were like around me, because like
Okay.
something got fucked up there and like they changed up the seating for like that part of the group.
Got
Anyways,
it. Okay.
so I was sitting, and obviously like the dean of the university comes and gives a speech, and this speech was fucking long as hell.
It was you
Um
guys. It was really long. Like, was it as long as it was in the two previous ceremonies
oh,
that you went to?
yes, and it's the exact same speech. So
Listen, they were.
I've already
I
heard it.
mean, give it up for the acting challenge because it felt like they were seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
It was like 20 minutes of like these people patting themselves
These
on the
old
back, and I'm
white
like,
men.
I'm like,
These
okay.
old white men.
And and they're like, we did so great, right? And I'm like, is it? I haven't been to a graduation ceremony before. Is it normal for like the staff to be on stage?
well, they're not staff though. It's like the president
Like,
of the uni and like the dean.
I'm not talking about those people. They brought out like the professors.
Oh, so they were so these were like the heads, like the area heads,
Okay.
the department heads. I mean, sorry,
Okay.
and some of them were heads, some of them were advisors, some of them
Okay.
were like, but
Because
each
there
one
was,
is in a position.
yeah, because, well, first of all, they came in and they blocked my view of you to where you were
Oh,
sitting. I was like, oh, that's so annoying.
mhm.
Two, there was this blonde lady that kept staring daggers at me anytime I said anything. And it was like, lady, what did I do to you?
From the staff.
From the staff, it was giving like the lady at the airport.
Oh
Like, it was that
no.
energy. I'm like, what? Why are you staring at me? What did I do? Every time I said, like, anytime you did anything, we would like scream really loud, and she would
Yeah.
look at us, and she would specifically look at me, and I'm like, I'm literally first of all, I'm like the lowest voice out of everyone here. Second of
Khalifa, if I
all,
sent you her picture, would you know?
yes, she was
Okay.
wearing a mask, but like, she had like very recognizable. She was like, it was blonde. She was blonde.
Is this her?
Hold on.
So this is our crazy eyes. She
Oh, okay, okay,
okay.
okay.
This is the one that like okay. Remember one of my classes? I was like, oh, she has like dance breaks in the middle. That's her.
Oh, bless her heart.
Bless her.
Okay. Oh, bless. That's
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah. She has a case of crazy eyes, but
Yeah, she's freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what did I do? Like, are you gonna lynch me after the show? Like, it was crazy. Like, I was scared. Like, I was scared. I was like, am I in trouble? Like, what did I don't know. She was like, oh my god. I was like, am I doing something wrong? Am I not wearing something wrong? Like, it was crazy. Anyways, yeah.
this fucking person is so fucking funny to me because Khalifa, like, she's so unhinged, but like she's very much like at oh my god, it's so nice to see you,
Oh
and like
my
she's
god.
always like that, and she's always smiley, and like you can you can like you're just anticipating like the moment where she snaps and
She
like
breaks. Yeah.
everything cracks.
It's like the person, like, if you hear that they killed someone in like 3 years,
Like you wouldn't be
you wouldn't be
surprised at
surprised. Yeah.
all at all.
Yeah, I got you. Anyways, yeah, I was
Literally.
just wondering if it was like normal for like the heads and stuff like that to be on stage. I thought that was really interesting. I was like,
I
and
don't
they were
think it is
like,
normal.
yeah, and
Even
the reason I mentioned it because it plays into the thing I said about like these people patting themselves on the back. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is the students' day. Why are you congratulating the heads? And like, why are you congratulating yourself?
Oh, for sure.
Like,
But
there's
bitch,
like a bunch of people behind you.
did you see the person that won the meritorious teaching award? The one that
Um,
wasn't there, and they just put her put
yes.
the
The one
picture
that
up.
fled the country.
Yeah, you recognize?
Yeah, absolutely. I know.
That's a girl.
When he popped up, me in the prison next to me started laughing our asses off. We were like,
Yeah.
wow. I was like, wow. Who votes for that, by the way? The staff or students?
Students. No, students.
Oh, bless. I know why y'all
Yeah.
gave it to him. It wasn't because of his teaching. I'll just say that.
Wow.
For his bravery. For his bravery.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And also there were like moment of silence for this person that died. I don't
Oh
know
yeah,
her,
the
but R.I.P. I guess.
RIP to her. This actually broke me because this person died like suddenly, like, and it was a few days before the graduation, and it was like this is such a nice person. I never had a class with this professor, but he is so sweet, and I've had so many interactions with him, like in the food court. Um, yeah, my sister got emotional because my sister was in my uni, and
Oh
this,
yeah. That's right.
yeah, and he was
Um,
her professor.
so yeah, the 20-minute speech ends and they're like stand for the national anthems. The last time I heard our national anthem and like actually had to stand for it and everything was so long ago. So it felt when it started playing, I was like, oh my god, I'm back in school
Oh,
because
bitch, it took me back
we used to do it like every day in school. I was
every
like, oh
day.
my god. And then they were like, let's play the American one, and the person in front of me sat. And he
As
was
he
the only
should,
one that did
as
it.
he
He was the
should.
only one that did it. I was like, oh my god,
Oh,
cunt.
the person that was one of my invites, one of my
Yes.
guests.
One of our friends. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He hates the U.S., so it's like he's
He
not gonna stand
fully
for
sat
that.
and he was like the only person in the entire stadium that sat. And I was like, you know what, work. I love
As he
that for
should,
you.
as
We
he
love
should.
that for you.
No, he told me afterwards. He told me afterwards. He was like, "What the fuck? Like, why did they want me to stand for a country that I don't like agree with? And like I fucking hate this country. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I didn't know we were supposed to put our hands on our thing. So when the thing was playing, I was just like,
put your
do
hands
we
on what? Like your
on your
heart?
chest? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or is that just an
Some
American
people were
thing?
doing
Like,
that.
yeah. Some people were doing it.
Yeah, it's an American thing.
While it was playing, I was looking around. I was like, okay,
Like, let's calm down.
yeah,
It's giving
people were fucking
colonization a little bit.
like
Like, okay, let's.
I was looking at like the dean or whatever, and they were crying, and I'm like, okay, let's not do that. Let's not do all that.
Bitch, I was just imagining Fergie singing the national anthem the entire time. No way!
Also, they played like the instrumental versions of both, and I'm like,
Yeah.
are we lip syncing? Is this like a lip sync challenge? Do we do the vocals or what? Like, what's
I
happening?
actually liked that they played the instrumental versions because like they're a lot more classy because the vocals in ours are crusty.
The vocals in ours sound like you're heading to war.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, for
it's a
sure.
war call, which is
So
iconic in its own way. But yeah,
so it's more like beautiful, I guess.
yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, they play that, and then like the president of the university comes all the way from the U.S. and like says like a speech again.
You guys, this ceremony. Sorry to cut you off. This ceremony was so fucking long for no reason. It was
It
so
was so long,
dragged the fuck
and
out. They
there
were like,
weren't that many graduates. We're like 80 people.
it's like 80 people and it's so fucking long. They were like, okay, let's do the national anthem. Now let's sit down and bring out these people with bagpipes and like let's slowly introduce the students and they're like, let's do 15 speeches. And I'm like, can we just get to the good part already? Like, it was so long for no fucking reason. I was like, I
Yeah.
was exhausted by the end of it. I'm like, what, like, why?
Oh yeah,
Why
me
is it
too.
this
Me
long?
too. Me too.
I
I was happy that it
can't.
was long because it gave me like a chance to like calm down a little bit and like run the speech over in my head. So
Yeah.
much so that when it came for like my turn to speak, um, the dean was supposed to introduce me, and I like say my name first, and then say an introductory part about me, and then be like, please help me in welcoming Mubarak, and then everyone claps, and then I stand up and come. But the second he said Mubarak, because I was zoned out, the second he said Mubarak, I stood up and I went to the podium, and then he was like, I'm not finished, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
I genuinely thought it was a part of the show. Like I didn't know it was a snafu until you told me.
That's funny.
And I don't think
also
anybody
my family
realized.
Thought so. My family thought so too.
Nobody
like,
realized.
I love this skit. I'm like, that's your favorite part?
Nobody
It
realized
wasn't even
that nobody realized that it was like a mistake. Nobody. So I think you're good on that front. Yeah.
So yeah, he introduced me, and like I gave my speech, and I'm really happy with the way I delivered my speech.
It was really great. There's been some controversy because she's controversial.
So look, I wish I caught my breath before I said my speech, because I was out of breath the entire time.
It didn't sound like it.
That's in real life. It didn't. Thank you for that, Khalifa. Because when I tell you the live stream, I went back and watched the live stream, Khalifa. The mic was only picking up my voice and not the crowd reactions. So it was me.
It sounded like you were flopping.
It sounded like. Do you know that? Do you know the peppermint stand-up edit in YouTube? The one where like it shows her like flopping.
Yeah.
That. So it was very that. Because it doesn't pick up the sound of the audience. So I say a quote-unquote joke, and then someone laughs in the audience in real life, but in the live stream, it's quiet, and I'm just chuckling with my own.
Oh no!
Fuck whoever did that.
Is it also the same thing with like when they called your names? Like they don't pick up the audience?
They pick up the audience when the audience is really loud. So
there was this one girl I don't know what her name is. She had the entire everybody in the entire audience on chokehold. I don't know what was happening. Whenever they said her name, people like the whole place would erupt, and I'm like, this girl is smart, because I feel like she spread out her people like all over. So it's like whenever it's like they call someone's name, and usually the reactions are like focused on one place.
Yeah.
Every single time they called out this person's name, like the I can't stop laughing. It was so funny.
I'll tell you why. Because this girl is the type of friend that her friends introduce her parents to. So a lot of parents knew.
That. You know she's gonna go far in life.
Girl boss.
She has she knows everybody. Like
bitch, we would get like 4D chess.
We would like get like a stereo experience whenever her name would pop. Like everybody would start screaming. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? How does this girl know everybody in the stadium? But that makes sense. That makes sense. Props to her. Good for her. Good for her.
Honestly, she's a very nice person.
Yeah, I talked to her actually. I met her and talked to her. She was very nice.
She is. She's very sweet. Yeah. So yeah, like the live stream didn't pick up all of the laughs, but like for the big jokes, the live stream did pick up like the laughs of the audience, so it didn't look like I was flopping. But the full beginning half. So I start my speech by saying I didn't know this was happening today, and like there's a few giggles in the audience.
Yeah.
But in the recording, it's like, good evening. I didn't know this was happening today.
Correct.
And it's like, it's just me. It's just my voice, Khalifa. It's just my voice being like, and it's like, oh no.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna send you that snippet after this recording.
Okay.
But yeah, the speech was good. I mentioned Nicki Minaj at one point of my speech.
That apparently caused controversy.
That apparently caused controversy. Yeah. So I went for my speech. A lot of people did like very serious speeches, but I did a very like lighthearted, very jokey speech. So it was very nice because I could feel the energy change in the room when I was speaking.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I saw that people were like having fun and enjoying themselves, and I was really happy. And that
they were. It was the vibe was great.
I loved it. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that this is gonna be a core memory now. But yeah, at one point of the speech, I say a quote by Nicki Minaj because, of course, I'm gonna say a quote by Nicki Minaj. And after after the ceremony, my brother tells me that my dad like reacted some type of way to that, and that there were this row of old men behind my dad, and they were like, Nicki Minaj, why is he talking about Nicki Minaj? I'm like, girl, how do you know who Nicki Minaj is?
The first, exactly, like,
Like,
what's happening there? You know what I mean? Yeah.
But yeah, I like it was fine. I thought it was funny, and like nobody even mentioned it. Like my dad didn't even talk to me about it afterwards. No
Yeah.
one mentioned it.
We didn't
But
even get
yeah,
to see your dad after the show. He
yeah,
left.
because Miss Girl left immediately. Like, Khalifa, my dad hates these things, and I felt bad for him because he told me later that like the seats were. So my dad has been suffering like from like severe back pain
Hmm.
recently,
Yeah.
and the seats were not helping because the quote unquote fancy seats didn't have a back thing to lean onto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was in pain. He had to leave.
Mm.
But yeah, he waited for the whole ceremony to finish, and he came and congratulated me, and he took a picture with me, and then he left.
Yeah.
With my older brother as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know I brushed over the ceremony after my speech, but literally nothing happened after. Like just
Yeah.
they called everyone's name,
Yeah.
and it was just a contest on who gets the loudest cheers.
And that girl won.
Yeah.
Like, that girl wiped the floor with everyone else. Like,
Oh, for sure.
someone came out and had 2 degrees at once and got a
Hmm.
bunch of cheers. And like, that girl still wiped the floor. Like, I don't know what witchcraft. Like,
And
she,
some
like,
people
good
did
for her.
stunts. Some people had like parents who were staff, and like they did stunts, or like they hugged their parent or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
I mean,
I'm
that
happy
one
for
got
you,
me.
and
That
that's
I
cute.
had to start clapping at
No,
that.
no, that was cute. That was cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really cute. But yeah, some of us had to rely on stunts to get the claps. But no, I'm kidding. I was almost gonna do a stunt because they were handing out like the diplomas and the not the diplomas, the certificate like thingies,
Yeah.
and obviously I was emailed before the show because this is gonna come in a little bit later, but I didn't actually graduate yet. I'm just
Yeah.
in the ceremony. So I was sent an email before the ceremony that said, "Hey, you're gonna receive an empty case today at graduation. Please bring it back to my office after." And I'm like, okay. So I knew that the case was gonna be empty. I almost opened the case and showed everyone and like camped it up and was like, what?
Yeah.
But I didn't because I thought like it was too much. But yeah, anyways.
It is too much. I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that, everyone like the show ended and like I said hi to everyone and I was so happy that you were here. We took pictures together. You
Yeah.
met my family.
I met your family,
Um
who's very wonderful and very nice.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy you met everyone in my family except for my older
Your
brother, my oldest
your
brother and my dad.
your dad. Yeah.
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 And my brother recognized you. He was like, "Oh, Khalifa from the pod." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah."
Yeah. He was like, "Fine, I finally have, like, a face for the voice or something to that effect." And I'm like, "Okay, work."
Yeah.
I feel like he's seen me before though.
He has seen you before, but he definitely doesn't remember.
Yeah. What can
Because
I
it
say?
was
I'm
it
not
was the Wii
memorable. I
U.
guess I'm not
No,
memorable enough.
no, it was the
Wow.
Wii U
I guess
chat
I'm not
thing.
memorable enough.
Bitch, it was the
Wow.
Wii U
Okay.
chat thing where
I
we
know. I know. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk
okay.
about that. Let's not. That's a core memory I'd like to forget.
Okay.
I have nightmares about that.
Well, it's good that he doesn't remember it, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Um,
Yeah. So this is when
my mom hugged you also.
oh yeah, which was very nice. That sounds like if someone from the US is listening to this, they're like, what?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but
So
like
over
in
here
our culture,
because
that's
we're
not, yeah,
that's not a thing here.
not a thing.
Like
No. So if someone hugs someone, it means they're like super comfortable with them and stuff like that. So
oh
it
for
was
sure.
so it was
Because
a
I
very
talk
nice
about you
gesture.
all the time with my mom. And like, did you see her face when she was like, oh, Khalifa?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god! And she's like
Because
coming here. Hugging me.
she met me once a really long time ago, and I'm glad she remembered actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
which is
sure.
that's very very nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is when I ran into people,
Hmm.
and I don't want to get too deep into it, but like, yeah, I ran into someone who I knew in school, who I thought I was cool with,
Hmm.
um, and they saw me twice, looked at me dead in the eyes and decided to look the other way. I was like, okay, that made me feel some type of way, obviously. And then everyone else I met was so nice, except one other person. And here's the thing, like, I want to get into this a little bit because, like, I mentioned it at the top of the show, jokingly. I don't expect, like, listen, it's a fine reaction. I don't expect your friends to be like enamored with me or whatever because they don't know me. Like, that's totally fine. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to react, don't react and stuff like that. But it's because A, this person is in your inner circle, and B, everyone else in your inner circle what has treated me with such incredible kindness, and they were so incredibly welcoming to me and so lovely to me, like to the point, to like they exceeded my expectations in that regard of like how welcoming they were, if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
They were so wonderful. Like, everyone else in your like close circle has been so fucking wonderful to me and so lovely, that getting the type of reaction I got from that person where they like didn't even say hi. When I tried making conversation and they were like looking the other way. They they directly addressed me once, not even by name. They just laughed at something I said. So it was like, I was
Oh,
getting,
not me dropping shit. Sorry.
I was getting like weird energy. But I was like, you know what,
Interesting.
whatever, who cares?
Interesting because that person doesn't know of the thing. At least for
I know.
me.
No, I know. That's why it was so weird to me. I'm like, oh,
Did
so
the
you're just
other
acting like,
person say something?
I don't think so, because they would
Okay.
never admit to it. But I was like,
That's
oh,
true.
so you're that if they knew, it would have made sense to me. But the fact that they didn't know, I'm like, you're just doing this like normally. Okay, sure. And I'm pretty sure they knew who I was. And I'm pretty sure they knew that I knew who they were. So it's like, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Sure, why not? But like, I don't know, when people that aren't like a part of your inner circle, people that are just in uni that you're not even that friendly with, are so friendly to me and so nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just a weird reaction.
It makes that interaction stick out more.
Yeah, I'm like, you're like, yeah, it was just like whatever. And
So
it's like,
interesting.
I know you guys like them, and I know you're gonna come up with a bunch of excuses or whatever. I don't care. That interaction to me, I obviously my my emotional relationship with that person is a little complicated. But that, to me, that moment, I was like, oh, I'm okay, sure, whatever. I don't care for this person. Sorry, I know you guys love them, but like, I don't care for them. If you're gonna act like that around me, where it's like, I don't need you to be enamored or whatever. I just need to, like, say hi, whatever. And
Yeah.
I was doing the effort on my part, and they weren't reciprocating it at all. I'm like, okay, you're just being fucking mean at this point. So you know what? That's what I'm gonna say. Like, maybe the puzzle pieces fit, I
I
guess.
I don't. Oh, okay. I get what. Okay, I was gonna say that's the wrong use of the
Yeah, no,
phrase,
I'm
but
not. I'm not saying it's you guys. It's
I
like
just realized what you
yeah,
mean.
I guess the
Yeah.
puzzle pieces fit. If the shoe fits.
I'm not gonna come up with excuses because, like, yeah, of course, like
Did you
I
notice
don't know
it?
what happened. I didn't notice. No,
Okay.
I didn't notice.
I
So
just thought
like,
it was so fucking weird. I'm like, I've never met this person. Like, I've never talked shit about this person. I've never, like, I don't know. It was just like a weird interaction. But
you know
like,
something. Actually, I realized like very recently that I feel like I've been coming up with excuses for a lot of people that don't deserve coming excuses up for, and like I feel like nowadays I want to take a stance of like I don't want to come up with excuses for people because like okay like if I didn't save your ass, like okay, if your behavior was like that, I don't need to
yeah,
save your ass because of it, you know?
yeah.
Unless you're my bestie. Like I will always come up for excuses for you, I feel like.
Same.
but like but like
Same.
I don't think everyone deserves that, you know?
Yeah. Listen, and they could have they could have just been like, they had just graduated. It could have been like, they could have been having a day, whatever, blah blah blah. It was just a weird interaction when everybody else that day, even was so lovely to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
one of your friends, who is someone I around a lot, is so incredible. Like they're so wonderful to me. They are so
Mm-hmm.
wonderful to me, and I'm like, like I like. It's hard not like. It's just it. I don't know. It was just gag worthy, and she
Is it
like.
the person that texted you about the party?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
okay.
are so wonderful to me. They're so
That
fucking
person
nice to me.
loves you so
And
much.
I'm like, I've met you once, and you're so like you've treated me better than like most people in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and obviously the other person that I've seen a lot is incredible
Mm-hmm.
to me. And another person that's not even in your inner circle that I went out with once was also incredible to me, including that day. They came up and hugged me and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Who?
why?
Why?
Not why, the letter Y.
Oh, girl or boy?
Girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
I don't think
mm-hmm.
that person's in your inner circle,
Yeah.
right?
Well, no, we're good. We're tight.
Yeah. So
We're tight.
they came up to me and hugged me. They were so wonderful to me, and they were like they looked for, like, you know what I mean. Everybody has been so fucking wonderful to me. So
Mm,
like that interaction was a little weird, and like I didn't want to tell you because A, I know you're really close to them, and I didn't want to cause like drama or whatever, and
mm-hmm.
two, I didn't want to sound like a brat. It's like, how dare this person not say hi, blah blah blah, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to come off like that.
Yeah,
That's a
and three,
totally
there was an interaction that was much ruder that overshadowed it at that point.
yeah. So I was like I was thinking about that, and
Yeah,
also like I don't want it to come off as like this is a fine reaction to have. Like this is a person that doesn't know me. It's
yeah.
just like compared to like everyone else, it was a little jarring, but like
Mm-hmm.
they could have been having a day. They could have not recognized who I was. Like there's a lot of like potential stuff. So I'm not
Yeah.
holding it against them. It's just like every single one of your friends I've met, I've been completely obsessed with and I've loved. This
Mm-hmm.
person, I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Period. Drag them. um. Wait, I was gonna say something. I forgot. Um. Okay, can I rush in terms of the events that
Sure,
happened
yeah,
in the rest of the night? Okay, so
yeah,
you met my friends, you met my family, and my family has been walking around, blah blah blah. We had like a
yeah,
booking for like an after party dinner.
yes,
Um, we went on the dinner. It was really cute.
yeah.
I took you home, and like we were dead tired. The day after, there was another graduation ceremony.
Oh, yes, that one. We can go overtime. Like, tell me about that one.
Okay, I there's not much to say, but
Because that
like
one I didn't go to, so I don't know.
so that graduation ceremony was a huge ceremony because that's the ceremony of like, okay, so Khalifa alluded earlier that there's an area, a collection of universities in an area.
Oh my
Um,
God, I love how we're beating around the bush.
so so this graduation is the graduation of this entire area of all of these universities together, 8 universities to be exact, and because we didn't have an in-person graduation for 3 years, it was 3 batches from 8 unis. So a total of like 24 batches in that graduation. It was a lot of people. It was a huge venue.
How long was it?
It was like 5 hours long. Khalifa, it was
Lord.
insane. Khalifa, it was insane. It was insane. It was insane. But you know what? I feel like that is when it really sunk in for me because so okay, it is a long show and I had nothing to be nervous about because I wasn't giving a speech or anything. I just was walking across the stage, and like receiving my thing.
Mhm.
Um, so I was a lot more chill, and Khalifa. Okay, so the venue is an okay. What are they called? Equestrian, like the horse stuff, horse riding.
I don't know. Don't ask.
Okay. So it's a horse riding stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a horse stadium, but they revamped the entire thing because the stadium was huge, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's the venue that's gonna fit all of these people."
Mhm.
They revamped the whole thing like to make it like the graduation venue, And that's fine for the audience point of view, but for us, because we're quote unquote backstage, because that type of place doesn't have a backstage. Do you know where we stayed the entire time? In the
Where?
fucking not stables, in the place where Khalifa, in the place where horses are. Like, we were there.
They are the stables.
Okay, yeah, we were in. It was fucking Khalifa. We were in the trenches because it was this underground. It was air conditioned, but it was a place for horses. It was because it was too air conditioned. Khalifa, it was cold as fuck. Okay, and I'm in the class of 2022. So how the ceremony worked is they started with the class of 2020. Okay,
For all
and they did
universities, and then they moved to 2021 for all
yes,
universities, and then 20.
yes.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so it's a 5 hour show. For three of those hours, we're downstairs in this highly air conditioned place. Khalifa, there's no screen, no nothing. We can't hear what's going on. We're literally in a bunker. Okay, it was apocalyptic. It was like we were in a bomb shelter, Khalifa. And
Oh
like
my god.
I was watching the live stream like on YouTube, to just so I can know like how much more I have to take of this, and it was whatever. It was an experience. It was an experience, because
Yeah.
they didn't. The seats were assigned for some reason, so you can't sit with people that you know,
Mm.
and
Backstage?
underground, yeah. The seats were assigned for some reason, and it's like we're waiting for like 3 hours. Like we could do like we're supposed to be able to do whatever we want for these
Yeah.
3 hours until like it's close to our time. Anyways, we stayed there for a while. We were all freezing. Khalifa, everyone like was cuddled up because it was so cold. It was fucking cold. Like all the air conditioning was there, and I guess horses really need like a lot of like coldness. But yeah, anyways, our time came, and Khalifa, it was literally wallah, the woman was rapping the names. Like they were so fucking there was no pause, and it wasn't live. It was a recorded thing of her going with the names because they
Really?
edited out yes, they edited out all the silence between the names. So she was constantly saying names. There was no pause. Khalifa, there was no pause at all. There were just names after each other. Okay,
Oh my
and she
god.
was saying them fast. She was like, "Oh, university, oh, Mubarak, hello, hello," and like whatever. Anyways, literally, even like my mom was there in the audience. She was like, she got a massive headache because for 3 hours it was just this woman like listing out names like back to back. Anyways,
This sounds like a mess.
huh?
This sounds like a mess. The stables.
It was a mess. It was a mess. And our not our president, but our ruler was there.
Yeah.
The royal family was there.
Yeah.
So they were front row, and when I passed the stage when they said my name, by the way, yeah, she was saying the name so fast that they didn't care if the names were synchronized with the people that were passing anymore. So it was like when I was passing by, they were saying names for another university fully. So like, okay, it was a mess. It was a mess. Anyways, yeah. So in the front row are the royal family, and they all looked so fucking bored. Oh my god!
I mean,
Especially,
you played.
bitch. Especially the ruler was so bored. Like he was like, okay, I need to get out of here. But yeah, we just walked, and then we sat down, and then there was like two people that gave speeches. One of them gave a speech to some person that was in the head committee of that area, that passed away, and it was like a dedication thing. And then another person was like, "Yay, good." What? No, it wasn't like "Yay, good job." That person was like, "Oh, I graduated from this collection of colleges, and I'm doing so great." Blah blah blah. And the speech was about them. And then I'm like, okay, period. And then that was it, Khalifa. And then at the end, we just took a group picture, and the show was over. And I'm like, oh my god. Whatever. Anyways, I'm just tired just thinking about it. It was a mess. And It was the thing that solidified that I actually graduated, because it was this big thing, and there was like the royal family were there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now, um, fast forward 4 days later, I start my summer courses tomorrow. um, so
Serious.
so so yeah. I was gonna get into this earlier. How I feel about graduating, I don't know, because I didn't actually graduate yet. I just have to take a summer course now,
Mm.
and I'll be done. So thankfully
Is
I'll
it just
be
like one
no,
thing?
it's 3 courses, but it's one summer semester.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
because we have 2 summer semesters actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have to finish these courses, and in a month or so, I'll know what it feels to be a graduate. But as of now, I'm still in the hustle. Um, it was a cute break for the celebrations, but yeah, I'm fucking tired.
I'm still I'm still taking my finals for the previous for like the fall semester.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
is it spring? It's spring,
spring.
not fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the spring semester because they delayed them till after the Eid break.
Oh,
So
period.
yeah, we're still in the trenches.
When
So I
when
just
when are you done?
I'm done on the 19th, and then
Of
if I
May?
take summer class, yeah,
Okay.
if I take summer classes, I'm gonna start literally the week after.
Mm,
Yeah, but I
okay.
don't know if I'm taking summer classes or not. I'm still deciding.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'll be done in July, so I'm
love that.
yeah. I'm excited. I'm so fucking tired. Khalifa, how do you feel about this whole thing?
About your graduation,
Yeah.
it feels I don't know. Like the day of, it was a really emotional day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that Gwyneth Paltrow video of like I cried, I
Cried, I
laughed,
laughed.
I
Yeah.
it was very that.
Yeah.
The day, but like now it feels like I don't know. I felt like it was gonna have like sticking power of like, oh my god, he graduated. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. The day after, I was like, oh, we're back to normal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe it's because you're not working yet, so maybe it's
Oh,
like
for sure.
when you start working, that's gonna feel different. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like it doesn't feel like you graduated.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know what
same
I
here.
mean?
Because I
Yeah.
didn't, but yeah.
Yeah. But like, I think even after you do, actually,
Like it's
I
not
don't
gonna
know,
feel.
it's not gonna like register. I don't know.
I'm so scared. I know we're a bit over time. I'm not gonna get into this like too much. I'm
It's
so
okay. We can
scared
go
of
a little
what
over
comes
time.
next, Khalifa, because like, oh my god, I only know the only thing I know is being a student, and it's
Yeah.
like, how am I gonna be an employee? How am I gonna be like a? I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like I feel like it's not gonna be that different. I don't know.
I feel like the only difference is that it's gonna be a lot less stressful.
Yes, it's a lot less. I don't want to say it's a lot less work, but it definitely feels like it. Like it's not. There's gonna be deadlines and stuff like that, but it's not like
But not as much as when you're in
15 different subjects and like
university.
projects and like homeworks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be less stressful. I do feel like the environment is gonna be more difficult because it's like
Oh, for
if
sure.
university was the more lenient version of school, work
Mm,
is like a free for all. Like
yeah.
you really are on your own. Like there's no boat to like to like be on
To be
if
honest,
something
yeah,
goes
yeah.
down. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's gonna feel weird. I don't know. That's what I've
That's
heard. I don't
crazy.
know, but like the experience, and also for work, like the experience is so different from one person to the other.
Mm.
Like there's no shared experience. You know what I
Oh, for
mean? Where
sure,
in
for sure.
uni, it's like, oh, we have classes and stuff
We
like
take the
that.
same courses and
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah.
like at work, it's like everyone's experience is different. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's gonna be interesting
Khalifa,
also.
pray for me, please, because I am scared, especially of the environment I'm going to, like the
Yeah,
work environment I'm
you're
going
like
to.
you're gonna go to a unique environment. I think you're gonna be fine.
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I hope life doesn't get okay, because I can feel a depression creeping up from that.
No, don't no. You're manifesting it.
Okay,
Don't.
I won't manifest
Yeah,
it. But
don't.
you know what I'm
It's
scared of
not. It's
exactly, right? Like,
yeah. I know it's not as spooky as it sounds because,
mm,
like, the people there, are gonna be like you, not in the sense of like your same personality, but like people that don't want to do the other stuff. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like it's the environment is not gonna be as crazy as you think it is. I don't think.
I really hope not. I hope it's not
Yeah.
like a. Is it called a pissing contest?
Yeah,
Is that
I
what
know
it's-
what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll be. No.
Okay.
I think
Because
it'll be
I'm
fine.
I'm all for like good vibes, but you know what? If it doesn't work out contractually, I'm only there for 4 years, so
Yeah, you
bye
can switch it up
bye.
if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I can have my own side hustle. But yeah,
Yeah.
we should definitely have like a special like MK goes to work like season.
Another
Um,
vlog
no, no, no,
of
not a
like
vlog,
reporting at work.
no, no, not a vlog, just a season about work and like like how we're going through work or I don't
That's not gonna come on until unless.
know. Well, yeah, we never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have for today. Khalifa, do you have any final thoughts to share?
No final thoughts. I'm just really glad that we finally have like an embolic centric episode. And it's about something other than looks or whatever, because like all my centric episodes are like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind, part 15, because I notice my face is slightly slanted in this area, and I'm like, let's talk about it for 75 minutes.
Ooh,
um,
Khalifa got new glasses and they are fucking cute.
Stop. It's not, they're not, they make my face look fat.
Y'all, okay. Whatever. Y'all heard it here first. I tried to give a compliment and here, whatever.
No, in
They
actuality
don't
I
make it
do.
look fat. They make it look more rounded.
Yes, in actuality, I do enjoy them a lot, and
Mhm.
I do vibe with them, but I like them a lot more than my older ones, which were like, if the way I describe my older glasses were like they were military glasses, in the sense of like they are here to do their work, no
Oh,
aesthetics.
period.
You know what I
Period.
mean? Like they are here for the job,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna clock out. This one is much
You can
more
see
like,
them in the podcast cover. That's the
yeah,
shape of the of Khalifa's
yeah.
old glasses.
This one is more aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, I'm really really happy. And actually, I was so worried because my prescription is so my like your boy's blind, so
Mm-hmm.
my prescription is very strong, and I was so worried because this one is so thin. The glasses I have on right now are so thin that like the thing was gonna stick out a lot. um like the thing might not fit in the thing, if that makes any sense. Like the lenses might not fit in the frame because they're so
Yeah,
large.
because they're yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't fully like they're pressed to the gods. Like I did like the which cost a lot of money, because I did like so they press lenses, and the
Mm.
higher you go, the more it costs. The highest they can go, the highest they can press a lens is like 1.74. I went for that
Mm-hmm.
one. So they are pressed. They are still like peeking out a little bit, but it's practically unnoticeable. And I'm really, really glad about
Yeah,
that.
they're very unnoticeable. I didn't notice that
Yeah.
at all.
So I'm very, very happy with them. And yeah, I feel like they fit my face more. I feel like they fit my aesthetic more.
They fit your personality a lot more,
Yeah, they
and
fit my personality a lot more, which
they
is why
fit
I
the
chose these
brand.
specific. Yeah, they fit the trademark.
And
More. Yeah.
yeah, stay tuned because maybe we'll call up Caddy and like have a new cover with new gloss.
Is this the time I tell you that I hate our cover? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh my god,
because
Khalifa, I have this Oh my god, fuck
because
off.
because I know you were like you've been anticipating that moment.
I've
You're
been
never gonna get
anticipating it. Yeah.
you're never gonna get it. I like the cover. It's fine.
Period.
Um yeah, that's all.
Period. Thank you for listening to another episode of MK. Please follow us on social media. Blah, 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 with our at the MK Pod, THEMKAYPOD. That's the MK Pod, THEMKAYPOD on Twitter, TikTok, and not Facebook, Instagram.
Before we wrap the show, can I ask something?
Yeah.
So there are not gonna be any Marvel shows for a while, or movies. So that means there are not going to be any spoiler casts for a while. I want to ask you on the pod.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to watch House of the Dragon?
When is it starting?
Soon. No, that starts in August, whatever. Are you going to watch Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Okay, we might do a spoiler cast on that then. I want to do a spoiler cast on Everything Everywhere all at once.
Yes, as soon as it comes out on streaming. Yes, we're
It
definitely
comes out, allegedly, it comes out on streaming on the 17th. So in 2 days.
Oh my god. Okay.
So if it
So
does,
I can't wait.
yeah. If it does, we're gonna watch it and we're gonna do a spoiler cast on it. So please, please watch it when it drops on VOD. It's like I'm really, really excited for it. We both are. It's been really critically acclaimed. So yeah, and I want to watch a good multiverse movie. You know what I mean? Because the last one was
Yes.
garbage. So yeah, look forward to that. And also, like, yeah, if there's any pop culture show coming out or movie, watch it because we might do a spoiler cast on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to put that out there. So House of the Dragon, I don't know if you're gonna watch or not. If you are, we're gonna do a spoiler cast on that.
I'll watch it.
Oh, interesting. That would be
Yeah.
interesting because it would be like I've seen Game of Thrones and you haven't, and it's like two different perspectives.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. That would be really
That
cool.
would be cool because you'll explain stuff to me, and like, especially if there are newcomers that like are watching House of Dragon.
That
And
is
like,
true. Yeah,
there's
that would
stuff
be a
that they
cool
don't
dynamic.
understand. They can listen to our pod, and they're like, "Ooh, okay, that's what that was."
That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. So yeah, any pop culture show, any really popular show, watch it. And because we might do spoiler cast on it. I was gonna say we might do a spoiler cast on Stranger Things, but you haven't seen any of that show, so sadly we're not gonna be
Khalifa,
able
I'm
to.
watching it right now.
Oh, that's so cool. That's good. That's good. That's good.
I just started watching. I'm still in season 1. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
because
That's
because
good.
I'm catching up, so the other person can watch the new season with me.
Oh, okay. So we might do a spoiler cast on season 4 on that. Stay tuned.
Probably. There's 2 parts of season 4, right?
Yes, it's part 1 and part 2. So we might do a spoiler cast on that. So yeah, any pop culture show, like keep tabs on because we might do spoiler casts on it. Yeah.
Period. With that, I want to wish everyone a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining us for another week. And Khalifa, I love you so much.
I love you too.
And can't wait to, I don't know, to record the spoiler cast, I guess.
Sure, I guess.
You're gonna have interesting time with. What the fuck am I saying? Bye.
Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
We're 76 minutes into this. We've clocked out.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.